So the purpose of this video is basically to clear up a lot of doubts that some of you had about where are we moving forward after the big changes we had in our faucets. And we do want to mention that in the past few days, we did experience a sort of a bank run. There were a lot of withdrawals. A lot of users actually were trying to, basically they believe that that's the end of our faucet. So thank you everyone, first of all, for doing this, or also for expressing your opinion, because we also sent you less than 2 days ago a message here and as well as in our social media channels where we told you that your feedback is important to us, and then we ask you if you can fill out the form. And we do appreciate all the responses we receive, over 1,000 responses so far. And you can see that basically most of you said that you prefer to have the faucet without ads or banners if that option is available, but at the same time lots of you would prefer to go back to the way it was instead of changing it. But there's a lot of open answers here as well between those 52% and the 36%, and also the open answers here. Some of them are provided in different languages, and this is a lot of feedback that we received, and it's impossible to go through all of it. And also that those who can't speak English, we want to mention, and yes, thank you for mentioning it, whatever we conveying, the messages we conveying in this YouTube video would also be posted in our blog, and we would post a link to our blog article with all those changes, so you would be able to use a Google Translate or any other tool to simply read and understand exactly what happened. So we definitely want to assure you that anyone who has troubles watching this video in English, by all means, we want to make sure there's no language gap for you guys, and we appreciate each and every one of you. So again, some of you said that leave things the way they are, everything is good enough, but again, there's mixed feedback, and that's the mixed feedback we receive. Now let's move forward instead of going through it, but again, we really appreciate all of this, and the purpose of the video was not to go through 1,000 responses. So what we did basically, if we can explain it very briefly, we started posting promo code that are many more roles, but the conditions are that you have to basically go up a level, at least for now, and the promo code expires at the end of the month. That's something that's going to be very similar with other codes as well. We're in the end of February right now. Something new that you're going to see, the 0.15% that wasn't included until now. So if you check the referral program right now, you would see it's being here. It's 50% of 1% of the wager, so it's 0.15, and also 5% of the and more section here, the offer walls, and 50% of whatever the users are winning. Now, why 50% of whatever the users are winning is matters so much? Because until now, if bots were claiming all those big wins many times, and they were not sharing it on social media, of course, then we want to reward these roles and make them, let's say, 50x, 100x, and you're gonna get, for instance, even this role is gonna be 3 cents or even 30 cents. And if you have 100 referrals that are already in the next level, then basically you're getting 50% of that. But this time, only genuine users are gonna get it. That's the difference. And let's just continue with this just to explain a little bit more why this is better for good users. So Q Mobile Good actually posted a very nice post here that explains what many of you were claiming. So let's read it. It's your right to earn something from your artwork and promo codes based on VIP level. Okay, so far so good. But he said, but it is not fair. It's not a fair way to make this difference between users who can afford to deposit than those who can. And we already made several posts about it, that you don't have to deposit in order to get to the next level. But we answered here with something that we believe is a fair and honest response. We mentioned that Amazon Prime charges extra $2 or $3 for additional benefits now. YouTube is doing the same with ads and so many others, right? Even if you're trying to watch YouTube right now, you can try to watch it without ads by using some ad blockers, but good luck with that. They are doing a very good job blocking those ad blockers. So we are charging a small price to get more benefits from our faucets, just like what they do. Now, no one is forced to pay the extra price, but it's a given and it's fair for all genuine users. And in the long run, for boats and those who try to drain our faucets, these are bad news. But in the long run, that's a good thing for other users. That's not a bad thing. The main struggle, you can say, that what we're planning to do in the next few weeks is basically get rid of all those bad accounts and this huge database. But if we are dealing only with 100% good users, genuine users, so to speak, users on these ranks, for instance, because bots cannot just jump from this rank to this rank. They have to do certain activity, right? So this is like what you have in other sites, like for instance in Stake and BC Game. When you try to withdraw from those sites, you get it instantly. Now, if you're talking about instant withdrawals and other faucets, let's talk about one of the largest faucets out there. We probably prefer to have a completely separated YouTube channel talking about the downfall of freebitco.in. But let's just give you one example to show you why making those changes are so important. Okay, so if you look at freebitco.in on their Twitter, just as an example, we're not going to even go through the site right now. One user said that my payout is stuck for 5 days now. Why? And this is about more than $400 as of now that is stuck, right? And he basically was asking what's happening, but why is the payout request waiting to be manually reviewed? So these guys, if you're trying to sign up to their site, you as a new user are gonna get one single Satoshi. These guys don't go under one Satoshi. In our view, that's a wrong thing. And they paying it every hour. Now, what they were basically introducing, we're trying to say, okay, we're going to pay you every hour. In the beginning, when crypto was booming, that was great. Unfortunately, there's growing competition, okay? And when you actually paying one Satoshi per user, plus 50% on top of it for the referral, plus you can multiply it by 1,000 or 10,000 of accounts of bots, and there are tons of bots that actually trying to drain them. And just reminding you what happened with freedoge.co.in, but there's no need to go back to it again. We have it in our blog if you want to read it. You can just search for what happened to freedoge.co.in. So this is what happened, right? And this has never happened before. You see more and more complaints like these. And if you look at other sites, if you look at Google, it's not very difficult to find other accusations that they're saying it's 100% scam. Or even worse, these guys have no customer support. Because how can a business be motivated to provide support to users and say, yeah, we want to grow with you, if the business is going downhill? And you know what's the biggest evidence of going downhill? Compare the fund token they have with the BFG token. BFG is for Bet Fury, and we have those guys on freebfg.com. We love those guys. Whatever these guys are doing is great in our view. Again, nothing is perfect, okay? And we understand also it's a gambling world. Not everybody wins. Okay, we totally understand. So you always gonna see some complaints, some users lose, and we wish everybody could win, but unfortunately, that's a sad world, that's a sad reality. That's the way it works, okay? But there are lots of wins as well. So in BetFury, for instance, on Trustpilot, users have accusations. They say, okay, I have some problems, but these guys are replying. This is from 4 days ago. This is 16 hours ago. These guys reply. And the same thing here. Even if it takes a few days, at least these guys taking the time to answer and reply to whatever feedback they're getting. And if you check freebitcoin.in, it's empty. Somebody says, where's my fund tokens? What happened to my fund? There was also an issue where the site was down. But look at these complaints. And whether those complaints are genuine or not, okay, I can tell you that if somebody from the US has 5 reviews, it looks a bit probably some credibility, but you never know. But it looks like a credible complaint. It's hard to say. Users can write complaints about us as well, but what we are doing is going the opposite way of what these guys are doing. The fund token at the peak, by the way, if you're looking at it, that was like close to 20 cents. So where is it now? Like half a cent? That's crazy. If you take this, if you calculate it, we're taking, sorry, 20 cents divided by, we're talking about 40 times less. You go down 40 times from the peak. That's what Luna Classic did. But by the way, Luna Classic is actually showing finally some nice pace. The more we go towards the trial, so just make a note of it. But look at BFG, okay? Over the years, we chose the all, okay? This is like 2018, 20, and we can dedicate a separate YouTube video for that. But look at BetFury token. Look at what is happening here. More or less, it's okay. It's pretty stable. At the peak, you look at the peak, 2021, 34 cents. So what? So we went down twice. But remember that if you go into this 34 cents, let's say you went to the peak. Remember, these guys were paying about 35, 40, even 50% API on the token. So if you had the token with them, you would still be in profits, but not with these guys. And investors just token in front of you. You can take those numbers and crunch them by yourself. Why? Because when you're trying to run a faucet like this and provide Bitcoin every hour, that's not going to work. What these guys did, they started extremely early. By the way, they controlled the market, the SEO market, with free Bitcoin, and they have a lot of backlinks and things like that. With all this aspect, that's great. But we mentioned what these guys are doing right now. That's going to bring their downfall, and slowly, even if they have something to provide, unless they're going to make huge changes. And sites like BetFury, that came up way after these guys, doing far better than what these guys are doing, and investors also believe in their product. So you can just compare it. This is just a comparison. Okay, you don't need to look so hard. We don't make assumptions here. These are facts. These are numbers in front of you on the screen. So that's just all. We bring all these things just to explain you the reason why we believe that going this way of saying, okay, you guys can come here every hour, just simply roll, and that's it. It's not going to work anymore. That's why we want to sustain the business, but you keep the business sustained. And this way, when you're finally cleaning up all the bad guys and you have only 100% genuine users, then you're going to see, just like we did today, you're going to see many more winnings here, just like we posted today. So, and let's just show you one here. So this is the pinned post regarding the big changes. Somebody you say you have to deposit in order to win. Apparently not. So this guy already withdrew $100, and this guy got over $700, and there's another win. So users are winning, but that's what we want to see. These are genuine users. These are not bots. That's the best thing you can ever have. Then when you have finally in your sites, like when you see those kind of things, instead, like especially when users were claiming, I've never win the $300, let alone $30, $3. How can you win when you have so many bots taking it? And these bots don't even bother posting on social media. They just want to take the money and run, right? So when you get rid of them, the business is sustainable. Then if we don't have a token ourselves, but if we had, then probably would be like this, not like this, okay? And you can say that maybe it's hovering and the token price is fine. It was even less in 2020, and at lowest 2.8 cents. But look at it from this perspective, from 2021, we're talking about 3 cents. That's half a cent now. And even if you go back a little bit further, okay, that was 6, about April, that's a year ago, 6.5, 7. Why did it go down and why is it not going up? If you look at BFG, just the same thing about a year ago. If you go back to April, that went up. And if you go back even towards the beginning of 2023, you can see it even went up far higher, like from 11 to 17. So the price speaks for itself. You can judge it over a short period of time or long period of time. Now, it doesn't mean that freebitcoin.in is going to close tomorrow. And the product is still a great product for what they're doing. These guys bought a lot of Bitcoins very long time ago in 2013 or even before then. Bitcoin was maybe $100 or less. So these guys have a good amount of reserves. However, the way they're spending those reserves is definitely going in the negative, not into the positive. And that's why it's difficult to sustain the business. Instead of saying, why can't you see more responses here? Or instead of getting so many scam accusations, you want to respond to those accusations, right? Okay. Let's not keep it long. If you watch all the way, thank you. If you skip, that's fine. So as mentioned, we're going to have an article in writing as well for those of you who want to translate the message from this video to other languages. As always, thanks so much for watching, and we definitely hope to see you in the next video. And if you have any comments, feedback regarding what I'm saying now, we'd be happy to hear from you. Have a good day or night, and bye for now.